Hey there. What we're going to do today is we're going to make some meat sticks, kind of commonly called Slim Jims. I don't know if you've been to the store lately, but those things are pretty expensive in the stores. Plus they got who knows what in them. So we're going to make our own. I'll post the recipe up here in a minute. But first, here's our first problem. Usually those things are in a casing, a collagen casing. And the problem is, my dad and my son don't really like the casings. What you do is you take your meat and you stuff it in a sausage stuffer and you crank it and it shoots out into the casings. Then you put them on the smoker. But if they don't like the casings, it doesn't really help. So what are we going to do? Well, we mixed up our meat last night, so we got 5 pounds of 6 pounds of meat. It's 4.5 pounds of hamburger and 1.5 pounds of ground pork. Problem is, how are we going to get this giant meatball into a right size stick to eat? You can't just roll them out. They're going to be all crazy looking. So, what's the best way to do that? Well, you go downstairs and you go over by your sausage stuffer. You have a sausage stuffer, right? If you don't, you should. Anyway, you go right next to the sausage stuffer and you reach down and you get your jerky cannon. Because I know if you have a sausage stuffer, there's a jerky cannon living right next door to it, right? Well, you're saying, what's the jerky cannon do? Well, you take your meat 1.5 pounds at a time. It's like a giant caulk gun. So we gotta take this off. Then we're gonna roll our meat out into a big log and stuff it in here. Be back when that happens. Okay, even though, as I mentioned earlier, even though the meat's been mixed up all night, there's one ingredient. It's called encapsulated citric acid. You might know citric acid is vitamin C, but you don't add it until right when you're getting ready to stuff them, because if you mix it too soon, it's encapsulated, but the capsules could break, and then it starts breaking down the meat and your meat gets all slimy. So you really do this 5 or 10 minutes before you're getting ready to put them on the smoker. So all I'm going to do is take a tablespoon of that and spread it out over the meat and then mix it in with my hands just like we're making meatballs or something. Okay, I should have mentioned this earlier. I've never actually done this before. So we got our citric acid mixed in. By the way, what that does is it gives it that little bit of tang that meat sticks have. It just gives it a little bit of kick. It's kind of an optional ingredient, but I like it. So we know we got about 6 pounds of meat, and our jerky cannon will hold about 1.5 pounds, roughly. So first thing we're going to do is measure out 1.5 pound sections here, and then we'll roll them out. But we're going to try to get it pretty close to 1.5 pounds. Which means we got to set our scale here for pounds and ounces. There we go. We got a little over 2 pounds in that first part, so we'll just pull some of that off. Normally, it wouldn't matter that much, but if it won't fit, it won't fit. So we're gonna try to make them fairly equal. Which would be 1 pound 8 ounces, and that's about where we're at. So I'll move this one out of there. We'll get another 1.5 pounds. We should end up with 4 of these if we did it right. That's 1.3, 1.5. There we go, that's about 1.8, or 1 pound 8 ounces, I should say. Now let's see, that should be about half of this then. probably going to be a little more than that because that's the weight without any of the ingredients in it, but no big deal. Alright, that's 1.7. 1 pound, 8 ounces. Alright. Well, I bet you this last one's going to be a little bit heavier. Well, yeah, by the time you mix in it's got 8 ounces of water in it and all the spices and everything, so I guess that's why we've got a whole lot more here. That's alright, we'll just have to stuff it in one extra time, that's all. Alright, so now we've got that. Now we're going to try to just roll this out into what looks to be about the right size. I don't know, I've never done it, but I'll bet it works out. So we got kind of a meat log here. By the way, our camera man, or camera woman, also known as my wife, just hates raw meat, so this is really entertaining for her. I'm sure. Alright, have to roll it out just a little bit more. Now, we have no idea how this is going to work. We're going to try to slide this into there. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be a little bit skinnier even. That looks like it should still fit. Well, nothing says it has to be attached, I guess. This is going to be a mess. Well. We'll get a plan figured out as we go. Like I said, never done this before. It's not going quite as smoothly as I would have liked, but what are you gonna do? I didn't think the whole thing would really just slide in there. All right. We're getting there. I'm sure as this goes on, we will come up with a better way to do this, but this is our first attempt. There it goes. Had to get rid of an air pocket. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands and put this back together and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. I got the meat into the container here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna squirt it right out onto this tray and make our meat sticks and see what happens. Like I said, never done this before, so wouldn't get too close to me. You never know what could happen. Wow, it's actually going smoother than I thought it might. We don't want to get them too close together because you got to leave a little room for get some air between them on the smoker. You know, I've been spending the last week fixing some stuff outside of my house, and I had to caulk the windows, and this is actually going smoother than that did, so I guess that's good. Anyway, You get the idea of this. I won't make you watch all this, and we'll come back when we're getting ready to put it on the smoker. Alright, what we ended up with is, out of 6 pounds of meat, we got 4 trays. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, roughly 16 pretty long meat sticks on each row. So that's 16, 30, that's about 64, give or take 1 or 2. They're a little longer and a little flatter than a Slim Jim. And I'm sure this came out a lot cheaper because, let's see, the hamburger was on sale for I think $2.99 a pound. Used 4.5 pounds of that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be cheaper. Alright, we got this. Now we're going to take it out to the smoker, which we've already preheated. Alright, we got them on the smoker. I don't remember how long they take. It's somewhere between 2 and 4 hours. We're gonna check on that. We'll check them after 2 hours. I've got the smoker turned down as low as it'll go. I really want it to be down around 150, but it's kind of a warm day and it's up around 170, so they might cook a little quicker. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it won't get any hotter than that, but that should do it. Alright, well, here's what they look like almost 6 hours later. They came out good. I got a few lessons learned here. If I use these kind of racks, I'm going to have to put down the, they got this mat you can put on top of them, because some of them got right in between the 2 wires and kind of stuck in there. Most of them are okay, but see, like that one, it kind of cut it off a little bit. Most of them are doing okay, but we'll do it a little bit different next time as far as how we put them on this thing. I got some mats downstairs that I use in my dehydrator that should work. That is good though. Alright, talk to you later.